This is the Simpit video blog, and today's story is about Max Verstappen. Once again, he seems to be the star of the show as of late, and there's good reasons for that. Obviously, he is a new star of F1, and that is a very big deal. Youngest driver ever in F1, that's a big deal. And even more of a big deal is that he's an adamant sim racer, and I had recently talked about him joining Team Redline and doing sim racing. And this is during the current Formula One season, which is very, very interesting, and you think, how does the kid even have the time? So, my point here is, Team Redline and Atze Kerkhoff, who's been working with Max directly, got a ton of emails from people asking what kind of training is Max Verstappen actually doing in sim racing. So, that is a great question. It's something I'm sure you out there wondered yourself as well. Well, Atze Kerkhoff, Team Redline, they put out a video, a training video to kind of show off what they've been doing. And the reason I'm talking about this isn't just because of this video, it's because this comes back to real life as well. The video happens to be Max and Atze going side by side at every difficult corner there is at Spa. You can see they're working on driving inside and outside, being forced to different lines and working on their passing, which is such a critical part of racing. So you can see what they're doing. Now, what makes this really cool is they're working at Spa. Then Max is running at the real life Spa, and that brings me to video number 2. He had a very good race at Spa. He ended up finishing in 8th. But what's really great is that Sky Sports F1 did a Belgian Spa Grand Prix post-race analysis of Max Verstappen. Showed some of the passes that he had made. Some not right off the start because he actually got a bad start, but within the first few corners after that, he was passing people, making very, very aggressive but skilled decisions. And it was really cool to see. And it made me think, how much did that training with Atze give him? I mean, the cars, I'm sure real life is nothing like sim racing, but that awareness, that situational awareness of training and working on specific things like passing at Spa and then going to the track and doing the exact same thing. You got to see these videos. They're very cool, and if you think about them side by side, you really got to wonder, do you think that practice that he had a direct role in his performance? Do you think that his training made him better in the real life race? I had a race last week at Silverstone, it was 2 weeks ago actually, and I was having trouble at the corner at the end of Hangar Straight, and I was working with my coach Fabio Martins of the DeRose method, and I told him about this difficulty I was having on the track. Well, it turned out it wasn't necessarily a bad line, and in the end, after working on it, we joked about and actually planned for me being able to potentially pass on the outside going into that right-hander. It turned out to be one of my favorite passing spots of the day, and I think training, real life. And I wonder, did Max Verstappen's practice directly affect his performance in the race? I look to you and I think, do you make the mental preparations? Do you look at race awareness and think about things like, where will I make my passes? How am I going to make my passes? Do you work with your friends or teammates on side-by-side driving and making the passes stick? Anyway, I just thought this was some great food for thought, and I'm glad I had 2 great videos for you to check out. I'll have a link to both of these at the Simpit on this video. I'll have a link to that in the description if you're watching on YouTube, but please go to thesimpit.com. Check out the links to the actual videos that I'm referring to. I think you'll get a kick out of them. This is the Simpit video blog, and I'll see you on the track.